My name is Brandon Perez, and today I'm going to be showing my final slideshow for this year, in which it will consist of all the projects I have done throughout the semester, and I will explain each one, and then I will give a brief reflection about what will happen next semester and what I plan to do. So, the first project that I started this semester was 3D printing. I wanted to test out a 3D printer. So I was thinking, why don't I do a project that I did a couple of years ago? It wasn't a couple of years ago. It was probably a year or two ago. But anyways, I wanted to test it out since we got new 3D printers. So I was like, this would be fun. And I would get to try the 3D printers because it looked very cool. So what I did, I grabbed my old designs that I had and I redid them. I sketched them and thought of different parts I could do without recreating the old one I did. And once I figured them out, I modeled them in Inventor, and then I put them together to see if they didn't interfere with each other. And then we converted them to STLs and moved them into Bamboo Lab. But also what I did was some drawings for them, which listed the part list, dimensions of every single part, and then we would get to the fun part, which was 3D printing, where 3D printing was in Bamboo Lab, which is something I never used before, but this is what it looked like. So right here, this is where the part is, and this is the Bamboo Lab software where you convert the file into G code, and then it goes to the 3D printer, and the 3D printer prints it. It was pretty easy, but there's some small features that I keep learning until now that makes the process faster, or it just makes it better. But throughout time, I kept learning more and more about how everything worked, and this is the result of it. I think it turned out pretty good. As you can see, there's different materials for it, which is kind of cool. I really like the sparkly one because it just looks nice. It has a nice texture to it. So, my next project, a speaker project. It's one I did, I believe, my engineering and architecture, was it? No, engineering graphics, I believe. I had the file from last year, but I decided to give it a new look. So these are the drawings I had, or the new drawings, I should say. I added more designs on them, and I changed some of the small details. It was mostly inspired by a deck of cards, which I think turned out pretty cool. So this is how it turned out from after laser cutting. As you can see, this is my old one, and this is a new one I did, which I think turned out pretty cool, except for like these things, because they were so hard to put in. And also another thing, they wouldn't fit, so I had to recut a new part with a bigger hole to make it fit, in which it took more time and more effort, which kind of sucked. And this is a dry fit, so this is a completed thing, and this is next to the drawings I did in AutoCAD. Oh, and for my next project, I did a project that my teacher asked me if I wanted to do. I accepted. So what we did was we printed out some logos of letters and a team logo in different scales to see which one would fit best. As you can see, there's different ones right here. And then we put them on to see how they would look. and to see which ones would fit best. So this is how it turned out. We laser cutted every single one in Adobe Illustrator, which was my first time actually using Adobe Illustrator. So I kind of didn't know what I was doing, but I got the hang of it. And we laser cut it through there, which I didn't know you could do. But I keep learning new stuff, even though I took this class for 4 years, which is kind of cool. So we laser cut the letters, and we put them next to each other when we went to the wood shop. And we figured out that the letters were too small. So for now, we're figuring out a bigger size for the letters and something else for the sign. I can't really remember what it was, but for now, I think this is one of the projects that I'm definitely going to work on when we come back, so we can get it done. And for my next project was Christmas ornaments. This was an old prototype I did. It was much smaller, and it would fit neatly, but I thought why I made it a more bigger so I get more space. And yeah, for this one, it shows my new ornaments I did. So I 3D printed the base, and then I 3D printed the little design, and then I glued them onto the ornament, in which I think it turned out pretty cool. I also did some nameplates, in which that took more time, but these turned out pretty good, I believe. Also, another thing, my teacher posted something on Google Classroom for Bamboo Lab, which was 3D printing ornaments. I loved it, and the first time I was like, I didn't know what it was, so I was like, why not I try it? I did it. I did it too. This was designed for it, and this is how it actually turned out. So I think it turned out pretty great. The only downside is that it takes like an hour and a half, but I found ways in Bamboo Lab to make it more shorter, which was kind of cool. Dropped it for like an hour and 40 minutes to like an hour and 30. It might be 10 minutes, but it saves a lot of time in filming. And that is the end of my slideshow. I believe that this year was pretty nice. Especially being my last year, I keep learning new stuff, especially the Bamboo Lab software. Um, I believe that I've learned a lot. I really did. I recently learned how to do different material for the laser cutter. I helped my classmate, laser cut acrylic, in which I believe that I will probably do something with that in the future. I just have to come up with ideas and see what I can do. But overall, I think I should probably do more projects or more bigger projects that involve laser cutting and 3D printing. But only time will tell if I can come up with ideas over winter break. And yeah, I believe I did very great.